I'm Bernadette and I'm from the Australian School of Copywriting. And the question I'd like to pose today is one that I get a lot from students, and that is, how do I build my confidence as a copywriter? And how do I stop feeling like a fake? How do I stop feeling like a fraud when I present myself as a copywriter? Because anyone who's dealt with me or been one of my students, you know that the first thing I say is you've got to present yourself as a copywriter. You've got to tell everybody in your world that you are now a copywriter. And the reason I suggest that is because if people don't know what you do, they can't possibly engage you. So you've got to stand on that mountain and shout it far and wide. So first up, you need to accept that you need to tell people. Maybe you've been a nurse, maybe you've been a teacher, maybe you've been a construction professional. People know you as that, but now they need to know you as something else. So if you're really interested in knowing how to pitch yourself, I've got a beautiful download, and it's called the Elevator Pitch, and it's free. You go to my website, copyschool.com, and it's just a bit like a formula, a bit of a template that you can insert the keywords and present yourself really effectively and professionally as a copywriter. But the reason I suggest you go out and tell everybody is because people don't know you in that role, and if they don't know you, they can't engage you. But the first thing in terms of building confidence is to accept that you will have to fake it to make it a little bit to get started. And I'll tell you a quick story about how I built my confidence when I first started, because my background was advertising agencies and I was an account director. So I was kind of familiar with the world, but in that world, you are either an account director, like a suit or a skirt, and you deal with strategy and clients and budgets and that sort of thing. And over here, you've got the creatives, the art directors, the copywriters. And I kind of always wanted to be on that side, but I didn't feel confident presenting myself because it looked a bit fake. And I remember talking to a friend of mine who had his own advertising agency, and he was a small operation, just him and a couple of people, and he did it all. He wrote the copy, he talked to the clients, he did the budgeting, he did the presenting, the pitching, he did it all. And I said to him, John, I feel like a real fake when I just don't feel I've got the credentials to say I'm a copywriter when I really haven't written copy. And he said, let me ask you a couple of questions. He said, do you write the briefs for the creatives? And I said, yes. He said, do you write reports? Yes. Do you amend some of the copy that comes back? Yes. Have you written university essays? Yes. And after a little bit of this kind of inquisition, he said, you know what? You're a copywriter. You just don't know it. And it was a really important moment for me, because it was like I needed to anoint myself as a copywriter rather than wait for someone else to anoint me, to give me permission to be a copywriter. And so, like I said, that was an important moment, because I thought, you know what? I'm just going to say it. And if people call me out on it, well, so be it. But no one ever did. And after a while, you start doing a couple of jobs, and then you start to feel a lot more confident about saying it. And then you get recognized as a copywriter. People start to say, well, this is Bernadette, the copywriter. And you go, oh, yeah, I am. So that for me was a really important moment. You have to give yourself permission to be a copywriter. And the other important point I want to make is, often students who I work with have enormous, credentials in other areas. They might be writing newsletters for their company. They might be writing a flyer for the kinder that their children go to, or they might be writing the newsletter for the sponsorship proposal for their footy club. They're not traditional types of copy, but nonetheless words. Some people are academics, have written books, they've written papers and theses. So, but their perception of themselves is they're not a copywriter because they haven't had something published, or it's not been copy per se. And I'm at pains to tell them, you know what, all that background is playing into your hands for being a copywriter. Because what copywriting is, it's just an exchange of words to get people to do what you want them to do. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking that you're a bit of a fake or a fraud, or you've got to fake it till you make it, have a think about what you've done in the past and think about what kind of writing you might have already done. Chances are it's a form of copywriting. And even if it's not traditional copywriting, chances are it's been a sense of writing to get a result. Okay, so just hold on to that and know that you may be more experienced than you think. Good luck.